Hola, saludos, bienvenidos a otro episodio de nuestro podcast Caminando en tus zapatos. Hoy el episodio va a ser en inglés porque nuestro invitado habla inglés. Su nombre es Pharel Celoy, es un gran amigo mío. Y nada, voy a hacer la introducción en inglés pues para continuar con él en ese mismo lenguaje. So, hello and welcome to everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Caminando en tus zapatos. In this case, walking in your shoes. And we're going to take a little while today to walk in Pharel's shoes. He's literally one of my best friends ever. We met in the States because we used to live in Puerto Rico. We transferred to the States, and that's how we met Pharel. He's very, very good friend of the family. I'm honored and privileged to have him here. He has a great story, and we're going to be showing, sharing with you guys his story today. So, Pharel, if you want to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Leslie, for having me.
Thank you for
My
being
name is
here.
Pharel. I live in Orlando, Florida, for the past 15 years. And thank you for having me over here to share my story.
Where are you from?
I'm from Haiti, born and raised.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And could you give us a little bit of background, like your household, your siblings, your parents? How was your relationship with them?
Our relationship was, we grew up in a household, like six of us. Two brothers, including me, like three brothers and three sisters. We grew up in a one single, household family. Mom and dad raised together. We all go to school in Haiti, raised and everything. It was an amazing life, yes.
Okay. You have like a Christian foundation? What
Yeah,
was it?
our raising like basically like my mom and my dad both Christians. Yes, we grew up in our church. Everything we do is basically based on the Lord. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, and how was your relationship with your father? Um,
It was an amazing relationship. By the way, like my dad used to be one of my greatest friend ever. I could tell and say anything with my dad. Absolutely anything. He's absolutely one of my biggest support, my biggest motivation. He taught me how to do business, one business, and then because of him, I'm very, successful.
so you can say that you can attribute to your father the great leader, man, and father that you are today.
Most
But
definitely, most definitely. I guess I could clearly say this on the podcast that my dad actually one of my biggest inspiration to become a great father that I am today. I'm actually have a beautiful little girl, 8 years old. She's she's my day to day motivation to work every day based on what I have taught and learned from my dad.
wow,
Yeah.
I know that your dad sadly passed away. I didn't get a chance to meet him.
Yes.
I know he must have been an awesome person because of you.
Yeah.
But were you mentally and emotionally prepared for his passing?
Nobody prepared. This is you're talking like a real deep blood death. Nobody prepared for that. Like it's actually one of the biggest loss ever when the leader of the house would pass away. So I was actually on the phone with him 2 hours before he passed away.
Wow.
We were talking for 19 minutes 25 seconds. I still have it as a screenshot on my phone because it was on my deepest bad moment. We were laughing on the phone, talking like there was no clue that he wasn't even in pain, he wasn't even in nothing. And then 2 hours later, I received a death call because my dad passed away. Because it was like a deep. You don't matter how far I am, miles away, and I'm the first guy that I call and say, "Hey, Dad, I just make that move. Would you think it's good?" It don't matter the different occurrence. He will tell me, "Yes, let's go. I support you 100%." So like I'm telling you, he was living in Haiti, and I was living over here. He's actually the one of the best guy, first guy I ever call. Whatever deal that I'm making, whatever I'm doing in my life, and I have to ask him for permission first. That's how deep our relationship was. What is a relationship for? You know, girlfriend. What is a relationship for? Like whatever it is, whether it's a business wise, I call him first.
I asked you if you were prepared because sometimes some situations occur in families, like
Definitely.
they have cancer or they have this, and you kind of like prepare yourself because you kind of know what's coming. In my mom's case, her grandmother got sick, so we were kind of like prepared
Prepare
for it
for it.
when it happened. Nobody was shocked, so that's
Yeah.
why I asked you, like, were you prepared? Was it that he had a sickness? How did it occur?
He those were suffering with diabetes for over a
Okay,
decade, but that wasn't the case that he passed away. He passed away with a heart attack,
a
from what I
sudden
believe.
heart
Just
attack. Wow.
briefly with heart attack. Like we were on the phone, like no pain. As a matter of fact, the time in the week, the year that he passed away, I believe it was in 2017. or 2016. He actually clearly saying that he don't feel no more pain or whatever. He actually feeling great after all those been years that he been sick. Then that's the time that he's gone.
So you received the call.
Mm-hmm.
How did it affect you mentally and emotionally? Like in that moment, what do you remember your thoughts were? How were you feeling? Like,
It was crazy to me because I'm actually was gonna be the second one that passed away because I was in a red light with me and my little girl. Like we was waiting for the light, and then my little brother called. He said, "Hey," and then because all of a sudden I get like 6, 7, 8 missed call, and I was on another business call, and I hang up the phone, and with the person that I was on the phone with, and I pick up my little brother, and I start hearing him crying, and I immediately knows there was something wrong. And I said, "What's going on?" He said, "My dad passed." I said, "What is it?" And I just took off the red light, and I have no idea, no clue. I blew the red light without even knowing what's happening.
wow.
So I could have like me and my daughter could have been gone also. Yeah, it was a tough situation.
How did you get through it, Pharel?
Ooh, until now, in all those years, like it's still like it's still like something that I don't really think that I could get through it, like because and then at the same year that he passed away, and I was dealing with a breakup also. So you know how difficult that is. And with my dad passed away the same year, and the same year I was dealing with the breakup, and he was the guy that actually helped me with the breakup. Like, and then when he passed away, also he's like more pain come up to it. Like until now, those two pain actually one of the biggest pain I ever felt ever in my life. Yeah.
Pharel, we've had so many conversations and I didn't even know that detail.
No.
Um,
Yeah.
so I know you decided to become a businessman and you decided to build your own company for tow
Definitely.
trucks and all that good stuff. How did that impact your marriage?
Uh, how do I bring this up? I started up when cause you gotta be physically and mentally prepared for when this can happen. And I started up with a motivation that no matter what happened, I will keep on going. And until now, I could clearly say it, and I will forever say that I wasn't the one that caused the problem. And I don't really think my business was caused the problem, because it's kind of like a hard situation to explain that my business was bringing up problem. Because if I told you a story, my last time that I could ever feel like I was in a relationship that was like that was supposed to be a happiness moment, actually was a painful moment. What I mean by that is that my first tow truck, I bought it from New Jersey, right? It was in 2015. I still remember. And then the night before I flew to New Jersey, and I had two other guys help me. I flew to New Jersey with two other guys to help me drive. The truck was 19 miles away. And then that was my last time I ever understand that I was in a relationship. The night, it was on January 21st that I had to fly to New Jersey, but January 20, that was my last end of my relationship. When I came back, there was no other relationship. And that was supposed to start my journey, has to become like my first ever tow truck, my first become hip. I was an environment of the tow truck for 3 years before that. But I was actually on my own towing company, on my own tow truck. But I already have a business running without no tow trucks. So a year before that, I already have my business license and everything, but I didn't have no money to buy the tow truck. That's how tough the situation was. And
That's
then,
when you used to be black, right?
that's
That's
when
when
I
you
used to be black. Remember that joke?
yeah, that joke. That was
So
so funny.
it was a tough situation when I came back from New Jersey, which is I spent 2 days because there was it was a snowing and everything. They shut down the plane, lost the ticket flight. Actually, the tow truck that I went and buy, it couldn't even drive it because the tow truck would break down. I had to rent a car at the airport, drove 19 hours without the tow truck. It was a really tough situation to become. I don't really think that was an issue because the first ever moment that we were supposed to be saying like, you know what, I stopped this career, let's get it together, and that was the end of the story. So, and until now, I'm happy to hear that from her side also saying that I was not cause a problem. So I will say that on this podcast, I don't really think this relationship alone was the business cause the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, because I saw it like that, like when in our conversations. Obviously, I want to explain the joke, right? Because
Yeah.
when we first met and you're telling me your story, which I find fascinating, you were telling me, oh, when I went to buy my first tow truck, I was really black, and
Yeah.
and I was
I
like,
remember. Yeah.
I heard you, and I'm like, okay, so you're not black
Yeah.
anymore, and that's
You
why I started calling you Blanco,
you were
just so everyone would know why
we were
we.
joking so much. He wasn't way to explain that's how much our talk wasn't for me. Like, it wasn't a tough
Yes.
situation.
So yeah, that's why I called you Blanco, and
A lot
everybody
of
knows it's just a joke between us.
a lot of people really don't get it though. I actually felt more time than I succeed based of the business world that I'm in. But and I clearly understand that everything that happened in my life is my fault. I take fully responsibility. Like if I'm your friends and I know you guys don't like me and I still deeply stay with your friends, if anything ever happened to me for the next 10 years, it's my fault. So I deeply understand that buying a tow truck is my fault, having a business license is my fault, real estate is my fault, the relationship I'm in is my fault. Because there is something called intuition that I don't really think it's only work for girls, it's only work for guys also. You could tell that when there is something is not right. If you spend your other 10 years or 15 years or whatever the years you want to spend the commitment to that relationship, is your fault. I don't. My circle is very very small. Like I do not have like a lot of friends. So me on the podcast is not an accident. It's actually the reward that I'm getting from base of incredible people that that I surround myself with. I don't just get a phone call. Hey, Pharel, I want you to be on the podcast. Share your story. It don't happen. It's not like you picking up a street door and say, "Hey, come to the podcast." Those are the decisions that I had made 10 years ago. I want to become this man. I want to become that man. I want to I want to have people that's around me like really, really incredible and push me. This is my day-to-day life that I'm living, and I'm very grateful. Yeah.
I can say because I know you that you're a very happy person. You're
Yeah.
very positive. Because there's been moments in my life when I'm like, Pharel,
Yeah. I remember.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna come out of this. Like I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm gonna keep on with this. And for to open the dealer, remember?
Yeah.
It was oh my God. I'm like, Pharel, I don't understand. Like I'm just gonna give this up. And you were like you and Robert, because obviously Robert is like the life of the party always.
Definitely.
But you told me something and you said every time you quit, somebody else wins. Like
That-
you
that's
you
correct.
lose the
You
mo-
lose,
the
yeah.
moment you quit,
Yeah.
you lose and somebody else wins because somebody else is gonna do what you didn't do. And I was like, wow, I didn't like when you told me that I was driving. I was upset. I had left the DMB, remember, and I called you that lady. What was that? And I was so upset at her when you said those words. I stood quiet, like, and it's very difficult for me not to have a comeback. Like I always have
Yeah.
something to say, but I stood quiet in that moment. I was like, wow, like nobody ever put it to me in that perspective. And it's true. Everything that we stop doing or we quit on, somebody else does.
Because
So it's our loss.
because speed is very very important. If you sit down here and be like, hey man, you know what, I'm gonna quit the dealership best, and you gotta understand, put that in your mindset. Why did I get it started anyway? You know what I mean? If you be like, hey, I'm gonna quit the dealership, you wasn't fully committed to get it started anyway. You know what I mean? If you really understand, oh damn, what am I gonna do next then? You gotta really put in your mind that whatever you going on with you are like right now, you exactly where you needed to be. Those are the decisions. Like me, I remember. I don't know if I told you guys that earlier. I remember I used to complain not having no time to go to the gym, and I remember that was my fault. Now, if I'm looking at back in the day pictures 3-4 years ago, I'll be like, wow, what is the difference? What is the commitment that I make? So if you for those of you that do not read, can listen to the podcast that do not read. If you guys learn, develop your skill to read or whatever, you will see so much passions. You only take you 21 days to build a lifestyle. 21 days to build a habit, and 90 days to build a lifestyle. So like for you to spend 90 days at the gym, you will see this is your home. And then you not only go to the gym based, but oh man, I want to have a bodybuilder, I want to be this. No, you only go to the gym because this is actually good for your health. It's also help you with your health issues. It's help you with like whatever is going on. If you at the gym, because strong body is a strong mind. The stronger your body is, the stronger your mind is. I could handle any pressure, Lila. I prepare myself to pressure because life in general is pressure.
Oh yeah.
I could lost everything that I ever own right now as we're speaking. Because my biggest loss ever on the planet Earth was my dad. I lost him. What is it?
And you're still alive.
You're still alive. So I could lost the building. I could lost, but I'm gonna tell you that right now. if I lost you guys are really, really deeply friendship, I will feel more pain than lose a building. I don't see money over a real deeply friendships. Because me and you could last forever. This is just
No,
a
I
thing.
told you, you stuck with us. You're not
Yeah,
going nowhere. I told you.
This is actually just a thing. Like,
Yeah.
of course, it's a big opportunity. Of course, it's a big. I'm talking like anything you add. Into
It could be
your life,
replaced.
yeah, anything you add
Everything.
into your life require your intentions. And I'm fully committed to see you guys growing. I see Angelia as my sister. That I see her like going through a lot of things. And then you told me one time, oh man, Angelia wanted to go. I said, she don't want to go for real. And then because if you see her doing this right now, because she have to understand that where she got started though. You know what I'm saying? And then that if she quit, that I'm a part of me quitting too, because she's in the environment that I really want her to be. Not because she actually the one that I could count on. Hey, Angelique, can you help me do this? She would pick up the phone and be like, oh yeah, I got you. So why would I want someone like that to quit? So those are the people that I want around me all the time, 24/7.
Papa, not because Angeli's my daughter. It's funny. Yesterday we were watching some episodes that we already recorded, and she's like, "Mom, you mentioned me in every episode." Yeah. And here we are mentioning her again.
She's a winner.
She's the best. I remember one time she was like at a low point, because obviously starting a business, it's hard. So she was kind of like not feeling it that day, and we're in the car together, and I heard her out. You know, she was like, "Oh, I feel this, I feel that. Like I'm frustrated," and I tell her, "Baby, you're my hero. You don't you are my hero. That's it doesn't matter how you feel, you're here. Yeah. Like you get up every day and you do what you have to do." And that for me, she's my hero. I admire her. I'm like, anybody else would have any other excuse and would have given up a long time ago. But she gets up every day. It doesn't matter how she feels. It doesn't matter if she has family problems. It doesn't matter how she feels. She gets up and she does it anyway. So that's amazing for me.
When you say feel, because I'm looking at my day like so many times. I don't know to bring it up. So many times you guys see me laughing, and I'm actually having a lot of pains going on into my body. I don't bring it up to people outside of my body because they're not the decisions makers. Especially a pain that if I have a strongly problem and I have to share with people that could get a little bit of advice, I will. If I have to be the one that have to fix and solve the problem, I will do it. If it's not, I don't really. Because regardless, I do things that not because the way I feel. And I don't want people to sit down, oh man, you should act how you feel. You know what happened when you act how you feel? You get problems. You get school shooting. You get people that get fascinated. Because a man's supposed to be handle things as a man. If you just, I feel like I want to slap somebody, would you slap him? No. The best way you could do, I don't really understand the words. I don't want to even accept that as a reality as far as like telling people that I'm depressed. What I really mean by that is that I think that, and I heard that from one of the guys too, on the podcast. I forgot who he was. I think that I was really depressed mentally. Think like depressed was something that I couldn't cure, and I have to go this and I have to go that. When I see myself at the gym, when I see myself winning at the gym, I feel like I don't even accept depressing as a reality. As it's just something that is just.
I think you have bad moments, not depressed. Like not depressed. Exactly, because you're too solid.
I'm too positive to quit.
Exactly.
And then at the end of the day, I wake up every day. I have a duty. It don't matter how I feel. Like literally yesterday, I was at the house and I'm looking at my clock like this, and I had something to do. I was on a video call. Conference call doing some kind of business thing, whatever. And then and I was looking at my time like this. Those people wasting my time. Like it's not like we was like whatever. We were supposed to make a call for 30 minutes. The call lasts an hour and a half, which is kind of like good thing we were talking about. But at the same time too, I wanted to be at the gym. That's so deeply inside of me.
Committed
to it. I don't just wake up and oh man, I feel some type. If you feel some type, you already train your brain to feel some type of way. This is how I see it. I don't see it's not something that you need to drink pills off of it. You just have to just get up, be a man, and just do what you got to do. And I see you guys every day winning. I don't see my day as like, oh, I'm doing the positive. No, I see you guys winning. It don't matter how you guys feel. And I still remember when Angelia was fixing my other house, whatever. 11 o'clock at night time, she sent me pictures. Actually, those are the painful picture I ever had. What I really mean by that is that not because she heard me, it's like, damn, I seen her motivated in a certain way. I feel like, damn, can I come help? She was like, no. She's committed. That's like pain because I wanted to help her. That's why, when I said that's a painful pictures, I wanted to be there. Woo, like, did I do anything wrong? Whatever. Like, it's like, no. When I go deeply understand it, like, wow, she loves what she do for a living, and I admire her for that, for real.
I was telling my kids the other day, we have a family chat.
Yeah.
And in the mornings, I declare a word over them or I pray over them and whatever. And I left them a voice the other day, and I was like, listen, guys, life is going to knock you down.
Yeah.
Life is going to hit you hard.
Yeah.
It's not going to be merciful with you.
Yeah.
Life is going to knock you down.
Yeah.
You have to find the will within you. You have to know who you really are.
Yeah.
You know, have your identity clear and who you are in Christ.
Definitely.
Get up, brush the dust off you, and let the life know that your mama hits harder than that.
1,000%.
Yeah, you get up. You're like, that's it. That's all you got. My mama hits harder than you.
Yeah.
Hit life back. And I declare because you speak it into existence.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, the hardest swing you could give life is your declaration. You know, get up, declare, take dominion, move, keep moving forward, keep going forward. You know, because life is gonna hit you hard. I mean, look, Pharel, I did not know, like, your dad passing away, you trying to build up a business, you lose your marriage,
all
like
those.
back to back. Like, how is your relationship with God? How do you consider your relationship with God? Because you have to have some foundation to be so solid.
This is actually great questions because I'm really, even though you don't see me physically present in God, and I really respect God and that's something greater than myself. Because I see myself every day winning. So regardless of how I feel, even though you don't see me physically at the church, I respect God enough too much. If I ever declare God does not exist, I will lose everything that I ever own. I deeply believe in God. Like my belief in God, it doesn't mean I have to be in the church. I'm not saying on the podcast say do not go to the church. I'm not saying that. It's also good, the environment, the spirit, like the declare, the words. But I'm actually my slowdown on going to the church is since COVID started. It's not because I used to be deeply every Sunday at the church. And then I really admire God, and I really truly believe God is something greater than myself. Without God, I wasn't going to be here today. 1,000%.
Amen.
Meeting you is not an accident. Meeting you guys is not an accident. We have done so far. We met 2 years ago, I believe.
Almost three
years ago. And then what we have done so far, and I guarantee you on the podcast, there was people that have been friends for 40 years. We haven't done that yet. We have done so much in 3 years, and we're just getting started.
I know. Robert is funny because Robert and my kids, they know I don't have friends. I don't have friends. Like, you know.
Not be my friend,
and
I'm Pharel.
And, it's so funny the way we met because I guess Titito was gonna buy a car or something like that. Yeah. And from your father-in-law. Okay. Yeah, Titito was gonna buy a car from your ex-father-in-law, and you're in your tow truck, you're just sitting there, and we're speaking Spanish among ourselves, right? Because I was like, no, don't buy that car, and and then you come out speaking, hey, you guys are looking for a car, I have it here. But the funny thing is that you thought I didn't speak English
at that time. To be honest with you, because you only speak Spanish, and at the time, and I was like, those are Spanish, but she don't speak no English. She don't even get out of the car. I had no idea what your name was at that time. It's really. That's why every time, and I had my moment, I go back to a year or 2 or 3 or 5, 10 years ago, whatever it is, to say, wow, why this happening this? Why this happening that? That's when I realized that words are so, like, those are the things so short. Now, a year later, Tito become my best friend. He end up.
You're our brother. You're like a brother.
We're like, I don't really understand what's happening right now, and I know for sure there was more coming. There was 1,000% more coming.
The funny thing is that you said, "Man, when I met you guys, I didn't have any friends. Remember?" And you're like, and I pray to God, and I asked him to, for true friends. Like I wanted real friends, and I told you, Pharel. You pray for friends, and we showed up. What did you do to God? Like, and that's always been a joke. I'm like, Papa, if we're the best thing God has to offer you, you did something. You better confess.
Now what happened was I stuck with the Puerto Rican friends family, their brothers and stuff. I don't even know how to get out.
Papa, you can't escape. I told you. You can't escape.
I don't know.
There's no way out, Papa. You trapped.
But I truly, and I'm not seeing on the podcast to act like a best person. I'll tell you guys in person. I'll tell you guys that physically, emotionally, I truly believe there is something great, and I truly believe in them. And I'm very happy for the friendship that we guys have.
Robert was like, oh, this guy must be a really good person, because the moment, like, I stood in the car, but when you were showing them the car, I was like, let me see, like, what's taking them so long, and I got out, and that's like the first time I spoke to you.
Yeah, face to face.
That you told me, oh, look, this car, but I don't know why it clicked. Like, we just started talking, and I saw the car. You told me, I'm gonna be honest with you, this and this and this, or I did whatever. The thing is, I got a really good vibe from you. So when we head back to the shop, I told Robert, that guy's a really good person. Yeah. Like, I like him. I like that guy. And Robert's like, literally, Robert was looking at my son like, and he goes, that guy gotta be special, because Lele don't like nobody. So like, Lele doesn't like nobody. And it was just like a 5-minute conversation. I was like, I like him. Like, he's really.
With you, we've been friends in less than like what? 5 minutes. 5 minutes we met, like we talked.
We clicked real quick.
Boom, and then we left whatever, and then I remember I had to do something quick. I don't know. I left you guys at the place, I believe. Mm-hmm. I left you guys. I had to do something quick, and then 30 minutes later, I received a phone call, Titito call. At the time, I didn't know who he was at that time. Oh, this is a guy for the car. I said, who's it? Roberto. Whatever. I said, oh yeah, he's due for the Toyota. I said, yeah. And then I went back to the shop. I met you guys, whatever. And then be like, okay, you guys are right here. You guys next to my shop.
We didn't even know.
We didn't even know. We're like a walking distance.
We were a street away.
And then we actually create so much as far as business wise. We create so much where you end up fixing cars for me, you guys end up buying cars, we're selling cars, and here we are again 3 years later.
Even when we didn't know each other that much, when Angeli was going through her situation. Here we go, talking about Angeli again. Yeah. When Angeli was going through her situation with Jaden, I remember that I was praying. I went apart because I wouldn't want her to see me like when I was going to cry or something. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I went apart. I went to the hospital, like to the waiting area, and I was praying, and I'm like, Jesus, like, I need you right now. And you called me in that moment. And you told me, Leslie, I feel so sorry for what's going on. I'm gonna pray for you, and I tell you everything is gonna be okay. Jesus, like, I'm like, what? Like, I barely knew you, but you called me in that moment. So thank you for that. I don't know if I thanked you, but I thank you for that. And Jesus, what Jesus brought us together. That's all I could think.
All I can say. What happened with me is that the way I create myself is that my spirit is always open to the possibility to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So if you're really a great person and you declare great to God, like favor, whatever, if you come across for me, you're not winning, I don't even want you to be next to me. What I really mean is not because that I mean, because I want to have a circle. Yeah. People that are around me like really, really great and they want to do something better. If you did not want to do something better on yourself, if you spend 6 months complaining, what's God going to do for you? Mm-hmm. And then for those of you that are watching the podcast right now, I'm telling you that right now, nobody will come and save you. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your family member, nothing. If you know how to pray, pray. If you do not know how to pray, do whatever you do the best. But nobody in life will come and save you. So yeah. So we over here right now that's 3 years later. I guarantee you guys right now as we're speaking, I do not feel any regret that we were really friendship. Like,
oh, thank God. I mean, right now, you trapped. You ain't going nowhere, Baba. Right no, but we've traveled. We've gone to New York. We've gone everywhere. Puerto Rico. We've gone everywhere, Baba. And
I do not know if it was a good experience, but we traveled.
Oh, my God.
Fun. That's what I mean by that, by experience. We had a lot of best, things to do, yeah.
If you could go back in time, Pharel, is there anything you would do differently to work out your marriage from your part? Like, if you could go back, no? Okay.
No, what I mean by, and I will explain why I said no, is that God put people in your life for a season, others are there for a season. There was people I had become a point because I was waiting for 2 years. By the way, I'm not gonna say no, not because that I'm a bad person, and I really want my daughter enough, and I really want people to understand when I say no, not because I don't have a child. I want to no. I want people to misunderstand the word no. Is that it will come to a point. I was waiting for 2 years, like deadly, brainly, like there for 2 years waiting. And out after 2 years, I'm gonna say this on the podcast. I never had any girlfriend for 2 years waiting to things to be fixed. And I go back deeply in myself, and I be like, you know what? And at that time, and I got so many good, right before my dad passed away, and I was listening to my dad say, Pharel, listen, you need yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like you gotta go back and deeply inside yourself, and I go back. You know what? If I lose, if I die right now, and I was dying a little. I was dying for like 2 years because my daughter was like a year old. You know what I mean?
Wow.
To have a little girl that you want to raise in a certain way, all those things that happen in this planet right now, you want to have your daughter in the room, and this thing happening right now. You know what I mean? It's like it was the most painful thing that ever happened to me, whatever. So when I said no, is that I understand the season and the times is come to a point that you know what, it's out. So I understand people could be like, oh, for real, divorce is not good for biblical whatever. I understand that, but we're living right now in a new world right now. Things are flipping sideways, whatever. It don't matter. A lot of people do not understand the pain that I was going through at that time. It was deeply every day. Literally, I couldn't spend. I was trying to get my business going. I couldn't do 2 tours in a day. I never showed those stories. I couldn't do 2 tours in a day. If people call me for 1 tour right now, that's enough, and I'm out. Because I was crying. I can't. I'm crying on the real.
Wow.
I'm like, it was.
You were broken.
It was deeply. I'm crying on the real, and I'm physically crying in front of people. I couldn't spend even 5 minutes on the phone with people without crying. If you even mention my daughter, that's how deep was it. So I don't wanna go back in time and fix things that I was trying to fix for a decade. I was spending my life fixing things, and people actually doing those pain, they already out and enjoy themselves, whatever, while you're over here suffering and pain. This is exactly, and I clearly saying that earlier, I'm exactly where I needed to be. You know what I mean? So, and I think the season and the time was over for the marriage or whatever, not because I will always be there for whoever, including her, including my daughter, until I die. If they ever need my help, but go back and fix things that I'm trying to fix 3 years ago, it's not gonna happen.
No, I've seen you. You're a dad that
Yeah.
I remember having that conversation with you, and I told you, Pharel, I feel so bad I didn't get to meet your dad, but I feel like I already met him through you.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
I see you with your daughter, and I'm like, you're an amazing father. So you must have had an amazing dad.
I had a great dad for 25, 26, going on 26 years. Before he passed away. Amazing for her. Like everything that I ever thought become a man was taught by my dad. Like for real.
That's so beautiful.
All of those, it don't matter I'm in America, it don't matter, like I have to call him for permission for everything. Like that's a deep relationship was with me and him. Like we were really, really cool. And then and then I knew there was a thing he said to my siblings. Right before he passed away. What I mean by that is not because they knew he was gonna die. Like 2 weeks ago, whatever, 2 weeks before he passed away, he said that to them, and they had like a deeply conversation, or whatever. And then they said that through the gap. You know when you have at the funeral when people talk about you, whatever.
Yeah.
In that little moment when my older sister was describing things or whatever, they mentioned my name as my dad been saying things like that or whatever. And my dad be like, "I know deeply for God everybody else here."
That's your heart. It's
like, and I start crying even deeply, and I'm looking at my dad at his casket, and then my dad's gone, and in those words, I said, "Why you guys didn't tell me that while he was alive? I didn't want to congratulate. I didn't get a chance to hug him. I was out, whatever." So, when my sister said that at the funeral, it was one of the big. I think this was bigger than my dad passed away. Those words, those was really, really painful. When he didn't know to even clap for them, like for real.
Yeah, but you should be so proud.
I am. Really,
you should
really,
be
really
so proud, and I know he's proud of you wherever he's at. Because you're amazing. Like I see your mom, and I'm like, wow. Like I only know friends. I know friends, and I always tell you, Just because you guys, I know your parents are amazing
my older
people.
siblings, actually, my lower siblings, my little sister's brother, they actually call me dad.
No.
For real, true
Oh,
story.
that's so
I'm
cute.
not kidding. If I show you texts my phone right now, if they call me, hey dad, I need this, I need that, dad, like they need, whether it's money, whether it's help, whether it's like mental help, whether it's a speech, they call me dad. And my brother be like, you always have some positive thing to say. I said,
You are very, very
I told
positive.
my brother, you want me to do something negative? When you start this business, when you start this, we had a business we had started, Carl Holler going back and forth around me. Every time he's going lowest point, I'll be like, man, let me tell you, keep going, keep going, keep going. And he come to a point right now, I'll be like, man, like, it's a friend. I really, really appreciate you as a brother, like for real.
When you went to DR for
Yeah.
a trip, and Angeli, here we go, Angeli
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
We're gonna count the times we
Yeah.
talk about Angeli
Oh,
in every
100 times,
podcast.
yeah.
Angeli and me got together because we wanted to surprise you and kind of like remodel your office.
Yeah, yeah.
So we started buying things and buying things, and we had
Yeah, I
the
remember that
boxes.
moment, yeah.
We had the boxes in my office, and every time you would come to my office and you would like push the box away, I'm like, I hope he doesn't open it because everything was in there. We were just waiting for the moment
For the
to be
moment,
able to
yeah.
surprise you. Angeli asked me, Mom, but why are we getting so many things that say like so much stuff? And I'm like, Angeli, try to surround yourself by people that lift you up.
Yeah, lift you up.
Whenever you have a problem,
Yeah.
that person that lifts you up, that's the friend that you want to keep
Definitely.
forever. And it's
Definitely.
like Pharel is the most positive person I know. So
That's for
so I just tried to surround you in all the positivity that you always give to us. That was what we were trying to do with your office. And I said, there's a lot of people in the world, and a lot of people don't know how to be friends.
Definitely.
You cannot count everybody as your friend. And those people that when you're down don't lift you up, get them out of your
Get 'em
circle.
outta here. You don't
Get
need
them out
them.
of your
You don't
circle.
need them.
Yep, you don't need them.
You
And
don't
it's
need
like Pharel is the type of friend that it doesn't matter what season I'm in, or he could just hear me out. I'm frustrated. Oh, this and this and this and that. He always lifts me up. He always has something positive.
I must
And
say-
Lele, come here, look at this. Be grateful that you always lift me up.
I must say this on the podcast. Right? All my IPS memories and all came from the people that's really too much to remember. So if I do not have even, if you don't even blink and cross my mind, that's my happiest memory. That's all that you really to hurt to remember. Like, oh, if I do not want to remember all your bad memories, I don't. Those are gonna drag me back, and I do not want to. I don't want to be in a position that hey, in 2033 I'm gonna be this one. I'm thinking about things that happened 5 years ago. Those are past. So, and this is basically a reflection to what you just said earlier. You don't want to be surrounding yourself with people that's not gonna bring any future to your life. That's not daily life living.
Yep.
You basically like living a painful life without even telling people.
Yep.
Me going out, I don't even remember the last time I lost sleep over haters or thing that you run around saying about me. That's not because who I really am.
That's not my problem.
That's
Whatever
not
you
my
think
problem.
about me.
Let's say, for example, you hit me. No. You hit me. That's your problem.
Yeah.
That's not mine. They ain't doing with me. You have problem with me. So and I clearly understand that people could fight depression through that. They could fight any painful things to that because of if people could watch the podcast and be like, damn, what he says is absolutely amazing. Because if people have a problem with you constantly like. Let's say, for example, somebody have a problem with it. They have to go to his house and do this and do that. Those not actually not reflecting the person you really are. The best thing you ever do to your haters, don't even pay them attention.
Of course.
You will see your life would be triple than what it really is.
We
And I
got too much stuff to do to be paying attention to haters.
yeah.
We got too much stuff to
When I
do.
first going back to the gym, I got people that be like, oh, he's not gonna go. He's not gonna quit. Now the same of those type of people that be like, what gym you go to? Can I meet you there? True story. I got people that DMing me that live right here in Orlando. When I start going to the gym, and I was really, really skinny. Like, oh man, I'm not saying that I'm a bodybuilder now, or whatever, but it's going there. So, and then I feel I make gym like my home so much, and I got people that DMing me, Lily. I got like about 10 or 15 people that I know DMing me. Out of those, I could count on my finger. 4 of them told me I wasn't gonna keep going.
Talking about people that dislike us, when you started your business, some people try to hurt you in some type of way.
Oh yeah. I still know them now. I'm actually like a month ago. I hit one out. I hit one out with $200. Like
Wow.
that's so deep.
What was it that they did to you? And
They do some voodoo thing on me. And in the Haitian culture, people that didn't know, and one of them did some voodoo thing, and in front of me, I saw him. Be like, what you doing in front of my boy shop or whatever? He'd be like, if I can be here, you can be here too. So
wow.
what he explained to the guy is that he did some voodoo stuff for me to have an accident, for me to die with my tow truck. And then what he didn't know, I'm carrying customers that's on the truck all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't expect like those people life in danger, I have a little girl that's growing up, that's gonna grow up without their dad. All those painful, and that person actually, I know him the next day. I know who did it the next day. It's people that I help all the time. And actually, just last month, I helped him with $100. That's how deep life is for him. So, and
No.
I never did anything, absolutely anything bad. I never called him. I never do anything bad about him.
Wow.
Yeah.
But no weapon formed against you shall
Self
prosper.
purpose.
Your angels are with you. Thank
Definitely.
God, God is surrounding you.
Definitely.
You're always a blessing to
And
everybody.
I got a story of one of them. My first and my second tow truck was destroyed by people that I know. And that's my first time seeing this.
Wow.
Destroyed, broke down the engine that people that I know.
You didn't tell me that story.
No, I never.
Well, okay, we need to catch up.
Yeah, so
what happened?
My first ever tow truck, they get jealous because they know a powerful. Like, let me tell you something. I think I didn't know until now that the way the positive you are, the stronger you are, the way mentally you focus on doing things could affect somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So they know if I was in the tow truck that I won't quit. Let's say, for example, I don't know how to play guitar, right? I never know how to play guitar. If I show up in the room, people will be like, oh, Pharel showed up. Even though I don't know how to play guitar, people were intimidated by my presence because that the way I am, the positive way I am. So go back to 10 years ago, 8 years ago, when I first get my tow truck. People will know that
you're not a quitter.
I'm not a quitter.
Mm-hmm.
I will do whatever it takes to make it happen. And I even to even go deeper, when I bet on the tow truck, I don't even have the money in the bank. That's how broke I was.
Wow.
I had words of my dad. The money was supposed to wire from Haiti to here, and I told this guy bet for it, and I will pay for it. You don't care. It take me a week of storage. I will pay for it. And then 3 days later, the money being wired. That's a commitment I am, and I told my dad I will never let you down. Let me tell you something. I go through endless pain to make this possible. Now years later, I'll be like, I declare all those favors, like
Amen.
all those bad things happen for a reason. So my first ever tow truck being destroyed 2 times by a guy that I do know, broke down the engine, and I know him until this day. He's not doing any better. And my second tow truck also did some voodoo thing, shut it down for 90 days. I go down to the last $10 in my account.
Wow.
That's how deep was it. And like people that I do know, I'm tears up a little bit. That's the people that I do know.
Mm-hmm. It's always somebody that we know. It's always.
If I told you, I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to put people's names. For the past 90 days, he called me 2 times to ask me for a job.
Mm-hmm.
For the past 90 days, this year right now, he called me 2 times to ask me for a job. The same person that did what they just
you see God's justice.
Now I go up to 5 trucks, 4 trucks. It's like
Amen.
It's all of those like blessings that just happening. I said, okay, cool. I mean, I did know that happened. Like a month later, my truck broke down. I did know who it was. I never knock on their doors. I never do anything bad. I never do anything. I let God just take care of the karma.
Oh yeah, God does.
Yeah,
He does.
He does work.
We're talking about that you're so positive and you're solid. Yeah. Was there ever a moment in your life where you contemplated suicide? Like did a thought never invaded your mind? Okay.
Never. That's again my quiff, not my DNA. That wasn't born in myself. Like I'm not a quitter. If I commit suicide, that's quitting. Who am I gonna let my daughter go? I'm gonna say this in the podcast. For those of you that have kids that decided to quit themselves, first of all, you gotta thought about what is it 1 kid, what is 10 kids. You gotta think about who the kid's gonna live with. Your kids only have you. You only have one decision away to become rich. One decision to make whatever is happening to your life right now in your life. Dating this girl to having a kid with, that's your decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Dating this girl to having intimacy with her, having the baby, those are your decisions you make. So you gotta be man enough to handle those situations. So a lot of people don't get this, and I must say that in all the time. So my daughter actually helping me. Because I was at a point in my life I was super broke, and I wanted to be join the army. So a month or 2 months before I even signed up, I think I had already signed up or something. I found out she was pregnant at that time, the mother of my child, and I said I ain't going nowhere anymore. So imagine I was in the army.
Plans
right
changed.
Plans changed. So I could have been now I've got all this thing been going on in my life based off the decision that I had made, because of my daughter. I'm not gonna sit there because my daughter, whatever. No, and so it's that I never even a single day in my life think about committing suicide. No matter how deep it is. It wasn't a point right now I couldn't even pay my daughter daycare if I didn't work. That's how deep it is. And I only know that the only thing to do is to work. So I work. If I have to do 15 hours a day, I do it. When I was fixing this house, when she said, "For real, I'm gonna make this house this way. I know it's gonna be cost way on what I was supposed to do." She said, "For real, it's gonna be worth it." Guess what I did? I spent 2 weeks working. I make triple than I used to make. 2 weeks working 15, 17 hours a day. That's all it is. Like anybody that could achieve anything you ever want to do, all you have to do is just work hard, go to the gym, strong body, strong mind, and then next thing you know, you get everything you ever want. If you have to work, let's say for example, I'm smart, I only work 2 hours a day. You're not smart. If you're smart, if you have to work 2 hours in a day, work 12 hours in a day. You get 6 or 10 times things done. You're gonna get done. Because at the end of the day, speed defies gravity. How do you think the plane just fly? Fly, to be in the air. He's moving too fast to fall. You know what I mean? So if you think like, I'm gonna sit there and just let life will be.
Nope.
God
will run you over.
Life will just run you over from happy place to sad place, my brother. Until you just be like, you're gone. So yeah.
So in your opinion, do you think that your relationship with your daughter has been affected or changed in any way after the divorce?
Before he wasn't. Now he's come to a point now. I don't know what happened. For something had happened with my daughter. My daughter, basically uncle. But when I say uncle, I don't want people to understand like he's 30 or 40. He's like 3 years apart. He's 8. My daughter is 8, and he's actually 11. But at that time,
they're kids both.
They're both kids. At that time, my daughter was 6, and he actually 9. And those are kids. I think he showed my daughter some kind of pictures and stuff. Whatever, her mom get upset, and that's actually my daughter's uncle. Like actually
your ex-wife's brother, younger brother. Her younger brother.
And those are the things I can't do anything about it. Those are my people also. You know what I mean? It's just a picture. A picture is a picture. And then we knew about it 2 years later. And I think at that time, that kind of like changed the relationship, me seeing my daughter every day based off the things she do. And then I will say this because I will never call my daughter to or her mom to the courthouse and say, hey, I want this, I want that. I don't want to put my daughter in the system that me and her mom used to have in a fight. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that could reflect my daughter's future based off the rules of the law. Because let's say, for example, my daughter want to become a mayor or she want to become a governor one day, let's say in 15 years. They're going to go back in the story if the parents used to have problems together. They could use this line.
Yeah, of course.
That, her dad could be complaining with you at the courthouse because you wasn't raised right. That could decline her future. So I do not want to put that in a situation that my daughter, basically that's why I decided to take it as it is until things just get slower. And sooner or later I will get everything back on track, yeah.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
Do you struggle with trust issues?
A lot. A lot. Especially, and I think everybody, like I'm not going to sit there and say only me. I think everybody that's actually growing will not. Let's say, for example, a really, really, really famous dude, he may not send that to you. A really, really famous dude will always have trust issue. I'm not saying I'm famous. I'm not saying I'm that. Let's say, for example, you're in a position right now, you're growing. If the person that you're with, it could be a friend. You don't have to be your fiance, your wife, whatever it is. It could be just a friend that your friend with you will have to deeply, damn, should I trust him or her with this, with that? Because at the end of the day, you already in an advanced, advanced place of your life. Let's say, for example, a football player, you sign up a contract for $35 million. You go back and marry somebody else that you met a girl at the mall that working for 100, like $35 million. That's a big gap compared to $100,000 in a year in gross. So even though they don't say that, you could see that person as a beauty, da 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 da. That person was doing a life before you, and also you used to be alive before them. So it would be always a trust issues. Like me in my life right now, if I don't get somebody that equivalent, I'm not saying everybody go. If I don't, me and you that do not relate in a certain way, it would be like a top because I work a lot. It would be like always like a situation that bring it up. I mean, as soon as you mention something, you just create some kind of like inside of me. Do not trust a certain, not because you're a bad person, but I got a really really deep trust issue because of that.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for in life?
Oh, a lot of things. My daughter, life in general, my business. I have so many things to be grateful for. I could stand here until tomorrow. Especially I got you guys. That's another grateful part. My mom's still alive. I don't even count money. Anybody can have money. But for you to have a brotherhood of friends that's next to you, you could call them 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I remember when I went to Robert's birthday party and then I got drunk. I ended up in the hospital. The first person I call is you. Hey, I'm at the hospital, whatever. I have no idea where I was. Drop me the location. I asked the doctor, where am I? Or your Dr. Philip. Like that's what like those are the things that I'm grateful for. I remember I twist my ankle.
Oh yeah.
Those money cannot prepare that. I don't value money based on that. Those are the things that I'm grateful for. First, I'm grateful for my health. I'll be able to be, be on the road, to be working, whatever. I'm grateful for Angeli that's actually doing an amazing job. Whatever I needed her, I'm grateful for you that invite me to the podcast. I'm grateful for every single thing. My mom that's still alive. My mom don't even know how much the ticket cost. For real, I want to come in 15. I'm grateful in the fact that I'll be able to provide that for her. I'm grateful in the fact that I'll be able to, wow, she's counting on me to just book the ticket. She don't even have to say that twice. Okay, what day do you want to come? So I don't even mention each one of them as like a small part of my gratefulness. It's like a big part of my gratefulness. I'm grateful for my daughter. The whole 2 years of COVID, none of my family member ever even diagnosed with COVID.
Amen.
So those are the things that's more than money. I met a guy who used to be in a meeting where he worth $35 million worth of properties. This guy died. His family don't even know where his body is. Yeah.
Wow.
And I know this guy he worth $35 million worth of properties. He died in New York. He went to a business in New York. COVID hit him in New York. They took him to a hospital. Never see him ever since. So those are the things. If you don't see things, those things are valid. My daughter's still there. My mom, my brother, everybody's still with me. The whole COVID-19, we having a great time. The whole COVID-19, yeah.
Great. Do you have any regrets whatsoever?
No, I think everything that ever happened in my life was supposed to be done. And I clearly say that all the time, and I'm exactly where I needed to be. If you only know what to know, you will never have no room for failures. So if I see I regret, I say, no, you will never learn. I got a couple of things that are happening to me. I don't see them as regret. I see them as a lesson that I learned. I don't want to go back and fix things that happened. I know I could make the future better. You know what I mean? If I go back, I regret it, what am I going to do about it? I can't even change it. Let's say something happened 5 years ago. I broke my ankle. What am I going to do? Let's say, for example, I decided to ride a dirt bike dangerous enough and I broke my ankle. Those are the decisions that I had made. You know what I'm saying? I could know how to make the future better not to do it again. And then this is a part of my say that
when I picked you up at the hospital that day, you told me I will never. I learned my lesson. I would never do this. And it's true. I've never seen you do it again. Never.
I've never learned those bad decisions twice. As a matter of fact, I must say this to you right now. If Angeli or you or Robert, I mentioned Angeli.
Yeah, we're gonna start counting how many times we.
I mean, that's when you know somebody winning.
Oh yeah, she's
that's
special,
when you know
Baba.
somebody winning. If Angeli come up to me and say, Pharel, I got this business idea, I will trust Angeli bigger and faster than somebody with heritage money. If you heritage money, you have anything to take. How are you going to teach me?
Papa, we're sitting here because of Angeli. She's like, Mom, we need to do a podcast for this
Those
and this.
are
And I heard her out. I'm like,
Those
I
are
like that
people
idea.
Next to me. I don't want any other people that do not have anything that creative. We sit in the podcast right now. 30 days later, you make a decision. Boom, we start launching it. Those are the people we want next to you. You don't want people that just, oh my God, and sit there. And 10 years later, you're gonna be X amount of age. You don't want to sit there and just make a long decisions. I'm not saying for you to sit there and make bad decisions. If you make, I will trust Angela one time, 100% more than people that just heritage $1 million. They don't have anything to learn. Let's say, for example, I hand my daughter. I had things that I did for my daughter. I will never just hand it to her when she's gone. I had things that I've done for her in a certain age. When she's 18, when she's 20, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna teach her how to do this along the way.
Exactly.
Because heritage could be, giving a lot of money could be a 100% a curse. At the same time, too. What I mean by that is that it could hurt the people feeling, the little girl feeling.
She's not gonna know how to manage it or appreciate it.
But if Angela get to a point now, her business going, she's like, Freya, what do you do? What do you think I could do this? I could join you if you want to. I will trust Angela 1,000% because Angela came from zero amount of money to get to 100,000, to get to $1 million, like to get to X amount of money. She know how to go. Like those are the things that came with problems. They came with disappointment. They came with time that you could. There was time that I wake up lately. I did not even want to brush my teeth. That's how tired I am. But I got to do it. As a man, I got to do it. I see Angela as the same thing. That she woke up every day like, you know what? Let me go do something better than where I was before. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. I don't have any regret. I think I transform all those bad moments
into a lesson.
To a lesson, and I just move forward. Yeah.
As a businessman, what advice could you give people that are trying to start off their own business? Because it's a bit of a struggle in the beginning. So what advice would you give them?
It's very easy. Like for me personally, as a businessman, I don't start anything that I just see people doing and just do it. I could see Robert doing bodywork right now. I'm just, oh man, Robert doing $1,000 a day. No, they don't do the math. Robert doing $1,000 a day. Those are decisions you make 10 years ago. Where's your decisions? So, and I will always say that to people as a businessman right now, that if you really, really want to do something, go find somebody you truly wake up every day happy and doing it. I could say this right now. I could do 100 talks next year if I want to. I know all the failure. I know all the background. I know when it's up. I know when it's down. Because I learned that and I love it. I wake up every day. I invest in what I love. I don't see Lily or Angela doing remodeling or Lily doing dealerships or whatever. And I'll be like, oh man, she made $2,000 with me. No, that's something she had loved to do. What have you learned? Your background. What is your background? Go back in your background. Go back in your store. Go back in what has give you good point. What make your skin change when you think about it? This is your environment. This is where you need it to
What are you passionate about?
Don't waste your time in things that don't really matter. I really want young kids to understand right now, whether you're 18, whether you're 30, whether you're 50, life is not over. There was a dude that the other day I picked up a car for. He's 21 years old. And then he was trying to commit suicide. And I have the car in my yard right now. That he jumped in the car under a truck. The car get to a damage. And I was like, the commit suicide is basically that is like the decision that he made. And I felt very, very sorry. And then And I had a little minute to talk to him, and I called him. This guy crying on the phone. I told him, "What is your passion?" He was like, "Man, I wanted to become an artist. What kind of artist? Like a singer, whatever." He said, "No, man, a paint artist." I said, "What are you doing right now?" He said, "I work at McDonald's." I said, "This is why your life is painful as it is, because you were in a bad environment, that you're not where you're supposed to be. If you every day in the kitchen, your life is supposed to be an artist. What are you messing around with kitchen doing beggars?" I'm not saying it's a bad job, but this is not your life. You know what I'm saying? I understand if you're in a struggle moment, Lily, you could put me in any place on the planet. If they speak 4 languages, I will survive. You don't even care. Don't even blink your. I will survive.
Oh, I know.
If you put me in any place that speaks Spanish, even though I'm not better, I could speak 80% of Spanish. If you put me in a place that I speak English, Creole, and French, I will 100% survive. In the next 30 minutes, I will find a way where to apply for a job. That's an environment that I do like, and I'm just going along the way. And I will meet people that want to take me on my path. And there was people that be like, "Oh man, I see musical. I do not know how to sing. I'm not gonna sit there with a mic and tell people, "Oh man, I'm a great rapper." Let's say I spend a year doing try to do music. This is not my environment. This is not me. This is not me. I'm trying to fake it to help people now. I will tell every young fellas, the best thing you could ever do to your life right now is find something you love. You will never feel depression. Depression is just something that just they created it. And if depression was real, why people are defending it? If depression is so bad, why are you defending it? You're supposed to be against depressions. It's not something that's real. And I need everybody on the planet Earth. Let's say, for example, somebody say, I'm depressed. And then, oh man, go see that, how do you call them people that help you with depression? Psychologists, whatever. What is psychologist going to talk about? More sad thing. What they going to put you? Oh, you know what? Go drink 10 pills a day for the next 10 years. What those pills going to create off of you? The best thing you could ever done to your life is that to fight depression, fight something that make you joy. Go to the gym, fight. As soon as you get to the gym, as soon as you do something you really like, all the depression is gone. And then 90% of people that feel depressed something that you thought about it. What would you think about it? If it's something that painful, what would you think about it? That make you depressed. Don't even think about it. Those are like things they create from thin air. That people are like, oh my God, I'm depressed because of my job. I'm losing my job. There is millions of people right now that's waiting for people to apply for a job. You're losing for a job because of a job that you're losing. Sometimes the best way you could develop your skill is like find something that you could get your exit out of there. If I'm in a situation, I know exactly how to get up problems because I've been to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've been through it, Papa.
I've been through it. Like, I know exactly how to get up problems. Like, easily. Not because any lot of people could do it, but you could learn or develop those skills. It's not impossible. It's not a magic trick to become successful. It's not something that like create or you have to develop your skill to get off situations. And no, for sure. Let's say, for example, I wake up tomorrow, I don't have no tow truck. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call Robert. Hey, can I have a job for a week from next to you? Yes, come over. I'm not gonna sit there. Oh my God, why am I tow truck? Those are things that's happen in life. I got a guy that had 27 tow trucks, 1 lawsuit. He lost everything.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm guarantee you right now, I will never be depressed, even though I lost 27 trucks. Right now, I would flat out. I trained my brain not to do it. Those are big things happening to me right now. I lost my dad. What cannot make me what more can I be depressed? I could get 10 more trucks. I cannot replace my dad. Those are the things that people need to understand.
Yeah, once you know how to do it, you can replace it.
You cannot replace your daughter, your dad, your mom. Your sisters, your brothers, your real friendhood. You cannot replace them. Those are the things that need to be depressed. If you lost a job, you're depressed because of the job. You're depressed because of the business. You cannot be depressed over that. So all your young kids, I'm gonna tell you that right now, as you're watching the podcast, the government, no matter who's president, whether it's any president, come to to become the president right now, they're not gonna help you. They're not gonna save you. You need to save yourself. Whatever the opportunity they make on this planet, you need to save yourself. And I guarantee you, when you start developing your skill, spend 90 days or something you like, just 90 days, you will see how powerful you become.
I heard in a movie once, just because they help you doesn't mean you failed. It means you're not alone.
You're not alone, definitely.
So, yeah, and that was very powerful. Like, I watched the whole movie and I only remember that. Like, about
that line, yeah.
And I took it for myself. I was like, because I'm the type of person, like, at least, in our culture, they raise you to be, you got to be a woman, you got to be strong. Yeah. Life's going to knock you down. It's going to hit you hard. Do things on your own. You don't have friends. Yeah. And when I heard that in that movie, I was like, wow, it's true. Like, if I surround myself with a small circle of true, real friends, the fact that they help me doesn't mean I failed. It just means I'm not alone.
Definitely.
And that's something so beautiful, because, I only have my kids, you in my circle, like you're literally my brother. And I think that I have the best circle ever because you guys are all amazing. You guys all lift me up. No, seriously, like my kids sometimes, parents sometimes think, like we know more than our kids. Yeah. No, my kids show me, they teach me things every day that I'm like, wow, like these kids are amazing. Like, did I birth them? Like, they're amazing human beings and they teach me stuff every time.
And I told you that 100 times since I met you for the past 2 years. If you ever say you're not blessed,
no, I'm super blessed.
You got 4 amazing child. Have you ever seen on the TV what's going on right now?
Oh,
with
yeah.
young kids that do not know how to control themselves. You got 4 beautiful kids that try to get better. You know what they all like. Have you ever seen Angel come back? When you come back, it's come back bigger,
Oh,
better.
yeah. Papa,
Tinito did something that went crazy to me. Tinito just went and fell in love with doing tow trucks. When he dropped the same week, boom. And I'm gonna sit there right now. He one of the best decisions he ever made. He don't matter he make $1 million every year, but he is in an environment that he wanted to be in. Those are the same thing I want a lot of people to do.
Yeah, that was a teaching moment for me because I told him, I was one that I told him, because he's a manager at Walgreens.
Correct.
That's a good job. Yeah, like it was a good, secure job. Yeah. And when he tells me, Mom, I think he took vacation from Walgreens. Yeah. He took vacation and he jumped on the truck with you, and he came back it was like the second or the third day. I'm quitting Walgreens. This is what I'm gonna do. And I was like, baby, wait. Yeah. I'm like, babe, like you have a secure job, like you have your hours, you have benefits. And he's like, Mom, why would I want all of that and be unhappy? Yeah. I'd rather do this that I'm happy. I was like, oh, wow. Like, that's so true. Yeah, when he said that to me, I was like, I got you. Whatever you need, go do it. But he taught me in that moment, it's more important to be happy. I'd rather do something that I love and I'm happy doing than to be here that supposedly I'm secure, but I'm not happy. So, yeah, that was a great moment. Yeah.
For sure. Like, the moment that he jumped with me on the truck and I could ever be grateful for the past 2 years he's been with me on the truck, man, I'm not going to lie. He learned the upside, and I teach him every single thing. He loved the upside, the downside. He learned the bad moment. We could be right now talking to the office right now. The next 10 minutes, we don't even see each other for the next 2 days. We become busy. Boom, boom, boom. He said, Fred, this is how it will be. I said, yeah, this is what the lifestyle is. And the good thing about it is that the freedom you have. As a CEO, I don't want you to be like, if you free as a CEO, but at the same time, if you too free, your business fail.
Oh, yeah.
So I do both. I learn how to become not free. I know how to become free. I know how to do the upside. I know how to do the low upside for the past, of course, a decade that I've been into the environment. Yeah. But he learned all of those. He learned how to do this. He's very quick learner too.
Oh, yeah. All of them are.
He learned quick.
All of them are. Yeah. Like they're just I say, I tell Robert, you're a good person, but I don't know why Jesus loves me. Yeah. Because he's blessed me like, I can't even tell you. Like, we have Rafi too. Like, for me and Robert, we have 5 kids and 4 grandbabies. Definitely. And Rafi is such an excellent human being. Definitely. Like, all of them, they all are. And it's just like, wow, I am the most blessed person ever.
I'm gonna tell you that right now, you're in a great environment, and you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Don't ever see that. Don't see. There is people. I met people that got millions in dollars. You absolutely are happier than them. Happiness does not come from how much you have in the bank account. Sometimes I got X money in my bank account. My daughter does not define the painful not seeing my daughter. Right. You see what I'm saying? I could make this great move right now, and I know I'm gonna make X amount of money next month. That does not mean that my daughter does not meet my presence, and I don't see my daughter present. That's actually create more even pain than the money that I have in the bank account.
Right, it's true.
And I'm telling you right now, I've seen people. I sit in a room. I sit in a room one time with a guy that make $70 million a year. When you see the guy, you don't even have to tell you try. He make the money. That guy actually has more pain. He was telling me that, Pharel, you taught me so much. I said, what do you learn from me? He said, listen, my son actually right now just convicted for 25 years in prison. Wow. Do you see what I'm saying right now? Yeah. Imagine a guy right now, like he said 30 days ago, my son right now is in prison for a crime that he said he didn't commit. 25 years in prison.
Wow. So many millions.
And you have to be kids.
For what?
All those blessings, all those money and everything. You seen a guy right now, wow. I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 53. So it's like, it's more than pain. You only have one son, 2 daughters. You imagine that son's supposed to take over a couple of things that he owned. He owned about, from what I've been told, he owned like 10 Firestone. Wow. You know how much money this guy be making. He owned real estate and everything. So you exactly where you're supposed to be. So don't let anything distract you or whatever. You actually doing great. And I'm going to tell you that right now. For people that's like 50s or 60s or whatever it is, don't even feel sympathy for them. Those are the decisions they make.
Yeah.
They're struggling.
Yeah.
I have zero sympathy for them. Lily, I'm not mean or hurting people.
You're realistic.
For the past decade of my life, I never feel comfortable. What I mean by that, those are the decisions that I make. So for them, they were using comfort when I wasn't. There was a dude that I know right now. He's 56 or 53 or whatever it is. And then he came up to me, well, no man, can I have this for the right? And then we end up temporarily friends. That's why I call those people. And I check back in these stories, back in 20 years from now. This guy was every single boat party you could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You're 53, you think I'm going to feel sympathy for you? I'm 30?
Mm-hmm.
No. Those are the decisions you make to make you this. Angeli right now become a multi-millionaire. Right? I will reward Angeli. Me and Angeli could be in the boat right now having a good time 10 years from now. And I guarantee you that's going to happen 10 years from now. Because the decisions she made, she going to hell to get what she had. Those are the people that use comfort when she wasn't. I choose all my time right now. Right now, my time is like this. I don't have time to be angry. I don't have time to even do anything to people.
We don't have time to lose focus.
If one of my community, can I have 4 hours of your time for what you have done for me? What you have done for you, those God have blessed me. I have kids in Haiti. I pay school for 17 kids in Haiti. Last year, I have never met. What I have done for you right now is what I'm supposed to do. God blessing me. If I help you with this, I'll help you with that. That's it. You don't have to do anything in return for me. Help somebody else. Say, man, can I please? I said 4 hours and a month or 4 hours in one day. No, that schedule you to fill out. He said, what do you mean? In a day, I want to take you shopping. I said, bro, I shop all the time. Those don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my time is already filled out, my brother. Thank you, and I appreciate in fact that you understand that I did something for you. But help all the people that whatever. Like,
pay it forward.
Those times is covered. You know what I mean? Me on the podcast right now, I say that with all my confidence. Like those times, if you in the room right now play video games, I'm guaranteed right now the person that created the video games already a multi-millionaire.
Oh yeah.
They don't need you.
You're wasting your time. You're never gonna get back.
Spend that 30 days you were supposed to be playing the video games. Just 30 days. Learn something new and see how many things you will learn in 1 year. Develop all your skills, this and that. 21 days to become a habit. 90 days to become a lifestyle. And I guarantee you, young fellas, your life will change forever. For real.
So Pharel, for the last question, we always ask every guest this question. Tell us a secret about you that we don't know. We're already laughing, but just tell us something about you that something that happened to you that you just didn't share with nobody. You're like, oh, I'll take this to the grave.
I have so many. Let me see. It could be a joke. Or
yeah, of course.
Because you say a secret. Let me see if it could be a joke. I remember one time. Actually, that happened. Okay, let me say that as a joke. Actually, one time we flew to New York, right?
Yeah.
And for those of you that wasn't there, I almost get in trouble in New York for a person that I never met in my life. I know you start laughing. So I landed in New York, and the same night we were in Manhattan. We were supposed to be like 3 days trip, supposed to be 3 years in jail. So almost turned out to be 3 years in jail. And then we were sitting down outside of Manhattan, New York, with our own business, and I got a guy that came over to me, be like, "Hey," I couldn't hear what he was saying. He was a homeless dude. He came up in my ear, be like, I will beat you for what you did to my wife. I said, wait, what? I thought he was asking me for money. He'd be like, what you did to my wife is not cool. First time I landed in New York, I never seen this dude. My first day ever in New York. I haven't been in New York for over a decade. I used to stay in Brooklyn for a couple of months. I haven't been in New York. I wasn't even in Brooklyn. I don't even know the dude. The dude, he looked, I don't know, 22 or 19. I don't know.
He was young, yeah.
But he was really, really young. And this dude came up to me, what you did to my wife, I did not like it, man. Whatever. And then he started approaching me like in a certain way, like aggressively, like want to punch me, want to fight with me, whatever. I said, hold up real quick. And I was with you at that time. It was like we were on the point right now because of Robert. That I don't know if that's supposed to consider as a secret, but I never seen that to a lot of people. So Robert came along and separated everything. Imagine me aggressively or the punch this guy or having a fight or whatever. And I have never met this dude ever in my life. Ever in my life. He come to my ear. I literally thought he was asking for $1 or $2, whatever. I don't know what it is. And then he said something about aggressively, hey, what you did to my wife is not cool. Like, clearly looking at me in my eyes, like, oh, am I supposed to be like, is it a prank or something? I have no idea. Yeah, like, I have no idea. And then, as a result, and I also got a couple of skills and things that, mean that I consider them, they're not a secret, it's that a gift that God gave me. Like, I could do anything. I could pull up and you could drop me off to Puerto Rico right now. The next 30 days I survive. Like the next 30 days I find anything to do. I'm not complex about anything. If I have to work in a pizza shop for the first 30, yeah, I don't have any skill for pizza. But if I have, that's all easy I am.
Mm-hmm.
If this is the first thing I have to do to survive, I will do it. In the next 30 days, I will find a way to get out of there and just move
We're
on.
survivors, Papa.
Yeah, we're survivors.
Pharel, but thank you so much for being with us. Like I said, you're literally in my small circle. You're my brother. Thank you for uplifting me. And thank you for always being there for all of us. Seriously, you are literally trapped with us. There's nowhere else, Papa.
Most definitely.
You can't get rid of Puerto Ricans, Papa.
Every places to see if I could just how to get out of there in a relationship with Puerto Rican. But it just happened.
It's not gonna happen, Papa.
It's
No, it's not gonna happen.
I'm kind of glad where I'm at. It's not make me any painful. It's not make me lost any sleep. I'm actually feel good. If I have to say something, and I called you guys. If I feel some type of way, I called you guys, and you guys always be there for me if I have to do something. And always somebody knows somebody. You always come up with something for real. Do this and do that for real. I know this guy. Angeli always there. Oh, here we go, Angeli again. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do a podcast with Angeli so everybody can finally see her.
See her, definitely. We will have to do that. So definitely, and I'm really, really grateful to have you guys at my circle. And I'm very, very proud to be you guys' friend, definitely.
And I hope this is not the last time. We got some more stuff to talk about. You've been through a lot.
Oh, yeah. The more we're growing, the more I'm going to sit down the podcast.
Oh, yeah. You got a lot of wisdom to give out. Yes. Definitely. Well, thank you, Pharel. Thank you again.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.